everybody and welcome back to my channel. I've got a very exciting reading vlog this week because Onyx Storm is actually releasing in a few days, so that is going to be probably the big bulk of this video. I'm extremely excited for it because it's one of my highly anticipated reads. If you don't know, Fourth Wing is like the first fantasy series that got me into reading, so I'm hyping up in my head. I hope it's going to be as good as I kind of wish it will be, because you just never know sometimes, like, is the hype going to be too much? But until then, I've actually got Wisteria by Adeline Grace on my Kindle that I really want to read. So I thought if I read this in the days coming up to it, then that'll be a good transition, get me in a fantasy mood, ready for Onyx Storm. I also have high hopes for Wisteria because Belladonna was like a 5-star for me, and then a Foxglove, I think I've rated it 4 or 4.5 stars, I can't remember off the top of my head. So this is another series that's also truly in my heart, and yes, I'm gonna pick this up in a little bit and I'll be sharing my thoughts with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy bookish content, because that is what we post here, and it's lovely to have you if you are new. And let's get into it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm already 58 pages into Wisteria and I'm finding it harder to get into than the other two books, that's for sure. I think it's because we're now following slightly different characters as our main like storyline, but in the last 10-20 pages my interest has risen, so I'm hoping it's going to be like a gradual build to me absolutely loving it, because I've loved obviously the first two books in this series so much and the characters mean a lot to me. So I hope this doesn't flop, because I obviously bought this on my Kindle for 99p because it's only out in hardback at the minute, and the paperback isn't out until like June time, so I didn't want to wait till then. I thought it's 99p because it was £13 on Kindle, this book, and now it's 99p. So if you're seeing this and you wanted to read Wisteria, download it right now while you can. I've got a couple hours now this evening, so hopefully get into it a bit more, relax my mind, and fingers crossed it improves. It is the next day now and my Kindle is telling me I'm now 53% of the way through Wisteria, and I'm on page 206, and I will say, as like the more I'm into it, the more I'm really liking this. I think it's very different to the first two. This one is definitely giving more of that romantasy feeling rather than the first two being more like mystery fantasy based. And obviously we kind of step away from Signa's story and we are in a different one now. We're following a different love blooming, or I think it's going to be a love, and yeah, it's definitely heating up. But I did find earlier, all I can think about is Onyx Storm because it comes out tomorrow. That's the third book in the Fourth Wing series, and it's what's on my mind because that would be the next book that I'm reading for this video. So stay tuned if you are still here, because you can see my reactions as I read it. It's going to be insane. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of flying through this, and I'm trying to fly through it. And I feel like maybe that's why I wasn't enjoying it at the start, because I just want to be reading Onyx Storm. But I will say that it's definitely getting better. I was worried that it was going to have to be like a soft DNF because I really wasn't feeling it, but now I am, so that's really good. Guys, I've just finished Wisteria. This book, when I tell you that I nearly soft DNF'd it at the start, and now I'm like debating, is it 5-star worthy? I think the fact that I'm debating it means it's not a 5-star, but when I tell you it's so close. I wish I had the physical copy to hold because I love holding it while I'm talking about it. But the love story in this, the way that Adeline Grace writes is so beautiful. She describes love in the most magical, amazing way. And oh my word, I can't believe that Belladonna is done now. I think there may be a little novella coming out, but the main stories are done and I'm gonna miss it. And these characters, if you haven't read this trilogy, please go and start it because you will not regret it. Most people that I've seen that have read it have loved it. As I always recommend it on my book talk as well, and I will continue to do so now. Belladonna was a 5-star for me. Foxglove didn't like as much, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember. And then obviously Wisteria, I'm gonna go with a 4.75 because it's so close, but I don't think anything will beat how I felt in Belladonna. But when I was nearly in tears at the end of this, sad tears and happy tears, oh, literally. And this video is about to get even more exciting because you will not believe what I have in my hands. Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, the third book in the Empyrean series, obviously, or Fourth Wing series as many people know it as. I cannot believe that I'm holding this. It is release day today, and I also have a copy on my Kindle, so I'm probably going to have my dinner, start this now. I'm actually so nervous for what's in these pages because I feel like it could break me. If you've read this series, you know the plot twist at the end of Iron Flame was insane, and I'm scared. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna go and start it now. I can't stress enough how good it is to be back in this world. I'm on page 30, a really soon update for you guys, but I forgot, you know, how the dragons can communicate through their minds. Like, I love it. We've also started off like exactly from where we left off in Iron Flame, and as you know, that was major, so it's all very right now, and we're kind of dealing with that aftermath of a big battle event as well as other things that we learned as well. Good morning. So I'm just sat with a coffee because I'm about to start an online call. I'm on it for most of the day, but I wanted to get a little bit of reading done before it starts. Last night, Onyx Storm. Also, I don't think I showed you guys in the vlog, but look at the art on the inside. So that's the front. It's so good. And then the back is just the same. Wow. I feel like Xaden and Violet they were born to be together in my head. So yeah, I got to page 100. I ended up switching back to physical because my Kindle was dying and I don't know where my charger is. And it's hard because reading this big hardback, it feels like it's taking 10 years to read like a page. But overall thoughts so far, it's been a lot of like war technical language and a lot of tactical thinking. So it's like very different obviously from Fourth Wing, because I feel like Fourth Wing was mainly romantasy, which then led to Iron Flame, which had a bit more war building lingo in, and then Onyx Storm, we're hit hard with it at the start. So I feel like my brain struggled to take that in slightly at the beginning, but I'm in there now. I'm with my favourite characters, and fingers crossed it's going to pick up a lot and I'm going to be obsessed because I've been waiting a year for it, as I've mentioned. So about to read, probably checking with you guys around lunchtime. Another Onyx Storm reading update. I've just gotten to chapter 30 and I'm hoping to finish today, but like that's only like halfway. I thought I was a lot further through than I actually am. I feel like I haven't had too much time to read this week and it's been stressing me out because I wanted to get through Onyx Storm quickly before maybe I saw like a spoiler on TikTok or anything. But at the minute, if I see anything Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm related, I'm like swiping through just to avoid heartache of seeing a spoiler. My thoughts so far, I'm a little bit 50-50 with how I'm loving it. I'm seeing people rating it like 5 stars online, but I'm just like gutted because I'm not feeling that right now. I feel a little bit deflated about it and I was expecting so much, so maybe I overhyped it in my head. And I am honestly, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I didn't reread Iron Flame before I came into this because I just didn't have enough time. I was reading other books and I feel like maybe that would have helped me understand this a little bit better and get into it a little bit more. Other than that though, like it's good to be in the world with the characters. I really enjoy Xaden in this one. I feel like we're seeing a very different personality from him. I feel like he's becoming a little bit softer as we go through the series and I'm really enjoying seeing that unravel, and especially Violet as well. She has become this super strong leader since that first book and I love that character growth for them. Yeah, there's times when I'm like, who is talking? Who is this character? And I just don't like that because I feel like I was so invested in this series before, but I think it's just been like a year since I've been in it, so that's probably why I'm struggling slightly. But I've got like an hour or two now. I need to quickly film another YouTube video and then I can sit down and potentially get through a lot of this today. I've just finished Onyx Storm and I am on such conflicted emotions because it's taken me a week to read, which is really slow for me, and I'm not sure if it was the entire book that was putting me off, I didn't want to pick it up, or if I have just been super busy in my personal life and tired as well. But honestly, those last 100 pages of this book saved the entire thing. I feel like it took me that long to get reorientated with the world and the characters, but Rebecca Yarros came through in the end. I was honestly settling on a 3-star for this book because that's just how I felt like 80% of it. However, that last 100% has made the biggest difference, and I'm gonna rate this 4 stars. One, because I just love the characters. I do love Rebecca's writing. However, this one was just extremely war strategy based. I found it's kind of lost its romanticy feel in a way. I think that's what made me fall in love with this series, was Violet and Xaden's relationship, and I just feel like we don't get enough of that in these war moments anymore. And I feel like I prefer, you know, the moments with the dragons rather than those moments between Violet and Xaden. I feel like that might be an unpopular opinion, and maybe everyone else has loved this book because I've seen so many people rate it 5 stars and I wish it was me, but I'm actually heartbroken that I didn't love it. But the last 100 pages really have saved it for me. I was thinking, God, am I going to be done with this series? Am I not going to continue on? And now I'm sat here like, wait, I have to wait for Rebecca Yarros to bring out another book now after how we have left this one. I honestly like don't even know what to say other than that. I had tears towards the end of this and I wasn't expecting it. I was in that moment like, oh, I want to love it, and then suddenly boom, I was hit with emotion. Everything just came all at once, all the drama. So good. One, I do recommend rereading Iron Flame if you haven't read Onyx Storm yet, because I really regret not doing that because I really was lost within the world. You just kick off straight after that battle in Iron Flame, and I just feel like I didn't know characters' names. I couldn't remember them because there were so many in this book. And also you've got the dragon riders and then also the dragons that are mentioned by name as well. So it is quite hard to keep up if it's not fresh in your mind. So I'm going to blame that on the fact that I read Onyx Storm about a year ago, honestly. Not Onyx Storm, Iron Flame. So I read on Iron Flame about a year ago, and then this one has come out. But overall, I'm happy that I enjoyed it in the end, but I'm still sad that that first 70–80% kind of dragged for me. And yeah, I'm not upset that I'm sharing an unpopular opinion. It's more just the fact that I'm upset that I didn't love it with my whole heart. And yes, still a bit of your book though, and I love Xaden and Violet and everyone involved. So excited for the next book to come out. I'm hoping it's going to give us more and we're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm not sure how many there are going to be in this series. I feel like we could be waiting a year or two now for the next book, which I'm sad about because I do want to kind of stay at Bagsiaf now because I'm in it and finally orientated. But those are my thoughts. If you've read this, please comment your thoughts as well. Spoiler free, obviously, because we want to keep this community safe and missing spoilers. But I hope you have enjoyed this reading vlog. I definitely have. It's been fun picking up Wisteria and Onyx Storm. Don't forget to give it a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you want to see my face again. And I shall see you in the next one.